Hello, and welcome back to our Dungeons & Dragons campaign for our fourth episode today. We're glad to have you here with us. Glad you found a way to find us. We've just started our new campaign, and we are excited to share it with everybody. You'll be able to catch us live Mondays at 8 p.m. and on YouTube whenever I stop being lazy and upload it. And this week is particularly true because we had some technical difficulties, but both videos should go up very shortly. I think we had a volunteer slash drafty for our recap tonight. Reid, right?
We did. So when last we met our intrepid adventurers, they were at Lamy Farmer Bob's home after having corralled his llamas back into their pen. Bob welcomed them into his home, prepared them a meal of stew. Over the course of the evening with Bob, the party discussed with him and like the happenings of the world, and we found out that he had two older children that were off serving in a war. His son Phil and his daughter had been slain, unfortunately. We asked him if there are any particularly dangerous things on the road, and he told us that there was, your typical bandits and monsters, but grew rather uneasy at that question, and excused himself to go outside, and we heard him yell his youngest son's name, West. We pressed him a little bit, and it turns out that there had been some farm animals slaughtered in the area recently, and some people had disappeared. And so the party suggested that we should go and search for West, since the sun had been down for some time at that point. He tells us that we should perhaps, I believe we moved north and found a old abandoned ruin where West likes to play, where Seris saw a bright glow coming from a lantern lying next to a person on the ground. After which Elrich walked out into the open, and the light that he had above his head suddenly turned red. And the light that was in the lantern was no longer there. She made her way to the person lying in a pool of blood, attempted to heal them with no result, as they were already dead. The party surrounded Elrich and prepared an attack should anything happen, at which point there seemed to be some sort of shadow monster, which the religious folk in the party determined was a demon, or was of like a fiendish origin. And there were quite a battle for control of the light in order to expel this demon into a place that damage could be done to it. Eventually, the party was successful in their attempts and killed the shadow demon, after which we returned West's body to his father, and a night of mourning ensued.
And in the morning, we found out that Mr. Bob had dispersed this information to the local population to a degree.
Yes, and yep, that is accurate. Thank you, Reid. Chapter 3. Even with the danger gone, sleep did not come easy. And as you all awaken early, the thoughts of what just transpired and the danger you faced still hang on you. For some of you, this is nothing new. You've spent much of your life training to fight such things or fighting such things. For others of you, the stakes of the encounter hang heavy. After a quiet morning with little interaction from Bob, you all are kind of left to your own to prepare for the road ahead. Depart. He seems to have gone with the sun into town. And by that, I mean towards the kind of a larger collection of homes that surround the castle. But yes, what would you guys like to do?
Wait, so
Do we have a map?
Nope.
Bob left? Wait, I must have missed something there.
Yes, Bob. So as you awaken, Bob is gone with the sun, having taken him for some purpose, assumably preparation for a funeral or something.
All right.
Let's just burn down his estate and leave him destitute and childless.
That's horrible.
Yes, I can give you a map. If
He
you,
technically still has one child.
Not for long.
Take
Not
the
ever
mommy with
rewind.
us.
If we're done with our crude humor,
Give us 3 more
This would be the
sessions.
best time to steal a lot.
Oh my god, we could steal a mommy.
I
You would
suggest
not
we make sure we leave everything as it was and head on out.
I might even, if there's like dishes or anything, or like the room needs like the main rooms need tidying, I might do some of that before we leave.
Elrich would take a moment by himself with his best as he knows, and he's not an alchemist, but using an herbalism kit and his little bit of natural knowledge, he would try to like investigate the dust the demon left that he had scooped up a little, like just to see it, like
oh man, this was
what the fuck's up with this? Like, is it useful for anything, or is this just like fucking bone powder?
make an Arcana check, I guess.
All right, let me find my character sheet. A 14.
You are, you are able to gather it and to place it within a small glass jar that you would know is, if should it be anything special that should preserve its qualities at least for a time. You are unsure at the time what it could be used for.
All right.
But it does seem to be a sulfuric powdery substance that is not of a nature that you recognize.
All right.
I will pull, one of the paladins aside. I can't remember his name. Liam.
Liam.
I will pull Liam off to the side. So, I didn't say this yesterday, because there really wasn't much time. But you know the book that Elrich has, right?
Yeah. What of it?
And don't get mad, I cast Detect Magic yesterday while we were in the man's house, seeing if there was anything untoward. And when Elrich opened up his book, it stopped. Okay, I'm seeing you're not understanding what I'm saying. That doesn't happen normally. Spells
Right.
don't just end. Something in that book flashed a color of magic I'm not certain of. It didn't seem like it was light. I don't know if it's something to be concerned about yet, but considering what we've seen in that book,
I can't
as
speak
questionable,
specifically
yeah.
to that particular event, but what I can say is that he's already on my radar.
I'm just keeping you informed.
So, noted, and I will keep an eye out for anything, as I have been trying.
And if we do have to do something, I do ask that we try not to hurt him. He doesn't seem evil, I say, and then I look over at him, shoving the demon powder into a glass jar. Maybe a little too curious, but curiosity doesn't deserve to be punished.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've no, I'm not willing to jump to any conclusions just yet.
All right, good. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go ransack this man's daughter's room. Goodbye.
Morning.
Yes.
Yes, it is the morning.
Seris is going to kind of like, corral the group as best she can, and, or where the most people are kind of congregated. And it's like, well, should we be on our way? I think that we should be going.
Absolutely. I'd like to get a move on. We have business to attend to and a long journey ahead of us.
She'll go inside like before.
I don't
And
want to be here anymore.
look for a piece of like paper and like something to write with, perhaps, and like write him a note saying they're sorry, like, sorry for your loss. Like perhaps we'll meet again.
But we're dipping.
And like leave it on the table.
All right, you all head on your way.
Morgan will make one
How
last
much do
stop.
funeral services typically cost in around the area, or do funeral services have a cost associated with them?
That can vary quite significantly.
Okay.
Would it be a funeral of Pelor in relation to?
Unsure.
What?
I mean, you are unsure, like, just based on the natural, like, I mean, from what you know of this valley,
Probably.
it could be. It could not be. Most people here worship several gods. Generally speaking, Pelor is not a god of death.
Yeah, that sounds like the Raven
Generally
Queen.
speaking, they would bring, that would be something for the Raven.
Morgan's gonna take one last nosy look around this girl's room, see if he can find fucking anything.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Sorry, it's a little slow because of the lighting.
I didn't want to have this map on, but somebody asked for the map.
Guidance
Oh,
as
that's
well.
fine. You can turn it off now. I'm like oriented.
Shit, come on. 94. 14.
All right. So as you search throughout, you don't really find much beyond the expected. Clothes, personal belongings. You found the sword and the armor below the bed the night before. Beyond that, it looks like anything that is of significant value, like stuff like coin or that such, the father has taken already.
Okay. I'll leave everything neat and then I'll join back with the group. Damn it. Something's up with her. I fucking know it. Ian knows it. Morgan is just suspicious. But yeah, I'll join the group.
All right. Anybody have anything else?
Nope.
Going full Downton Abbey on this shit.
Let's ride.
All right.
We don't have horses, Liam.
Roll out.
We're walking.
I feel like it would be faster just to walk, but
Is the assumption that we have a map of ourselves?
We did not buy one.
Well, yes and no. I don't think you guys have a formal map, but probably one or two of you would have some sort of general reference map.
Okay. Where are we at on this one then?
You are somewhere between White Sinks and Allard.
Okay.
You received, I mean, you know the general path that you've walked. But...
worst case scenario, the Wanderer feat tells me that I have an excellent memory for maps and geography.
Yes, sir. And with that, I will tell you, you are on the western bank of the Faible Fork. There's only one stretch of the road north that is along the western bank. And you are not within, you've just re-entered visual range of the Faible Fork.
Okay.
So looking at the map, you are somewhere in the general vicinity of that.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotcha. I'm gonna go ahead and...
And are you all setting off?
Yep.
Unless we have something else to do.
Yeah, set off.
No.
Samuel's gonna mark down a spot like on one of our physical reference maps of where this place is at.
Okay. And he the night before, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I think he stated that this place is called Wildermont.
Wildermont. Okay.
And it is the holdings of the Wildermoss family. But as you all set off northward once more, the sun rising kind of behind you and over your backs, about an hour and a half, we'll say, into your journey, your ears begin to pick up the sounds of hooves from behind. Rider approaching fast.
I will stand off to the side of the road to let him pass.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking emergency
So you all
services
kind of
and
just
shit.
step to the side, and soon the figure enters sight, rounding a corner. And as they approach, they begin to slow, coming to a stop between you. Hail. Who are you on the road?
Actually, it's sunny. I was trying attempt at humor.
I'm sorry.
Where do you come from?
Oh, White Sinks.
It's a long way from White Sinks for a day's journey. It's early in the day. Where from the night before?
Oh, White
We
Moss?
have-
White Man?
Wildermoss?
At a friend's
Wildermoss.
house.
And
Right
you
along
see
the road.
at that she throws back her hood, and you see a woman who's wearing a pretty fine circlet and garments that are pretty well designed and well embroidered, who kind of dismounts from the horse. Then you have done a great service for my family, and we do not go unpaid, whether you come to seek your reward or not. And she holds out a bag of a small sack.
How old does this woman look?
Maybe 17, 18.
Okay.
Morgan takes the bag and just
Wow.
says, I fucking knew it.
And who might you be specifically then?
My name is Ithanora Wildermoss, and fortunately for you, I had the good sense to claim the reward on your behalf and bring it to you. My father was going to let you stick to the road, but I know that debts are best left paid, not unpaid.
I see.
Shit, I didn't know it.
Well, it wasn't too much trouble. We did receive lodging for our services in general. But,
Does this troop have a name?
no.
The shepherds.
Yeah,
No, it does not.
I don't think we do yet. We're pretty newly formed.
We're still fairly new to each other. We just happened upon a job that required a group of this magnitude.
Because some of you have a unique look. I'm sure word will travel. Thank you. And she begins to get back on her horse.
Before she goes, Elrich will walk up and not grab, but lightly lay a hand on her arm. Just say, I'm sorry we were too late.
It's better that at least the victims were avenged, if not saved. And she kind of gives a quick nod and begins to ride again.
Morgan opens up that bag.
Your eyes are met by the appearance of gold.
Is it just me, or did the father tell us that the daughter was dead?
Yeah, I thought she was dead.
I think that was the I think that's the daughter of the noble. I think that's the daughter of the noble. I
That's
may
the
have
daughter
jumped
of
the
the
gun on that
noble.
one.
Okay.
You would recognize the name perhaps from the night before of Wildermoss.
Yeah.
Not in
I
the
may have jumped the gun there.
Bob is not of that family, but he does serve that family.
Okay.
Okay.
Much more sense. Thank you for that level of clarification. Okay.
County.
She was very well dressed for a.
I feel significantly less guilty now that this isn't the sister of the kid.
As she starts to kind of as she's just leaving, she does turn back and kind of look at the group again. This is a hard life, and if you're looking to stay around in it, you need to watch out for yourself. Don't leave rewards unclaimed, and don't fight things you don't need to.
Thank you for the advice.
We'll take
She just kind
thank
of
you.
her head. seemingly there's a degree of confusion about your actions the night before and failure to follow what would be her notion of due protocol.
I didn't even think we would get paid.
Some hints are better when you're beaten over the head with them.
I mean,
Yeah, no shit.
I don't know how much she gave us compared to how much it would stay for our group to stay at an inn and eat overnight.
I mean, we don't.
Are you opening the sack yet, Ian?
He already opened
Morgan
it.
has opened.
Yeah,
He's
Morgan.
counting that shit.
Uh,
He's counting that before she left.
Morgan, if you would take the time, and it does take a second, there is 60 gold in this bag.
Ooh,
Fuck.
man. Nice.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's see.
It's between 8 and 9. It's not an even number.
Yeah.
You can y'all take 10 each. I don't want any of that.
You sure?
Positive.
What's the problem?
I mean, shit, man.
You saw
It is blood.
You were there just as much as we were, Samuel.
I don't want to be paid for whatever the fuck that was.
More's the pity then, and I'll pocket 10 gold and distribute the rest.
Well,
Elrich now has money.
we've learned some things about a little bit about ourselves, a little bit about the people here.
Is it always like this? Like is that gonna happen more?
Could you be a little more specific?
Like
Are we going to run into monsters killing, demons killing people, and having to stop them? I rather doubt it.
I expected the monsters. I don't know. Just that kid. That kid was me.
I
A thing that happens.
I would take the girl's words to heart. It is a dangerous world, and bad things do happen. And in travels, we are likely to see some of those things.
I think there's a possibility if you get involved with something you're not that you're not fully, prepared for or knowledgeable about, that, there's a possibility that it's gonna turn around and not go well
Kill
for
you.
you. And that's, I think, kind of what ended up happening there with that kid. It's
Just seems like an instance
something
of.
that it can happen, but
And to be fair, like, I don't know how. He was like, what, 14 maybe? What kind of 14-year-old goes out into the middle of a dark ruin in a town where there's been a series of murders and, animal attacks?
Where do you think I found this from? Nope. Hold on.
One who is either very brave or very foolish, most likely.
yeah, there's a very thin line between brave and foolish sometimes.
But
No, it's a bold line. It's a
obviously,
bold line.
I think that line is mostly just luck.
I think
Obviously
it
a
depends,
tragedy.
really, on the situation.
regardless.
Obviously, the situation is, a bit more.
Child murdery than normal.
It's a bit more of a thicker line between braveness and foolishness, but I do think that I think that's kind of, it's two sides of the same coin, really.
All right.
Well, regardless, we made good coin on this. That was a 22 gold day.
I was not expecting that.
Well, congratulations, gentlemen and lady.
Wait, 22 gold. Wait, 22 gold day.
I was splitting how much we were all getting. Never mind.
What? No, where's the other fucking 12 coming from?
It's 100 gold for the whole group each day, if I remember right.
He's talking
So
about
it's-
delivering the message.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, delivering the message. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Good profit so
Oh,
far.
yeah, the reason we left.
Right, what were we doing again? Shit.
This whole journey.
What's your in-score, buddy?
That per day, but I am unsure of the math at this moment.
Wait, are Star Wars spoilers kosher yet, or are we still in? I just
Oh, we still in there.
Oh damn! All right.
All the porgs die.
They're not.
Spoiler.
In any case, as
Way
you
to
all
date the video.
set back upon the road, you soon after come to another crossing, another bridge. Similar to the one that you had crossed to get over here, it looks to be a kind of more modern wooden construction over the older stone. It looks like the old road had crossed somewhere behind, and you had broken from it, and this is your rejoining of it on the eastern bank. And you continue north and north.
Yep.
You come to a fork in the road. It goes kind of splitting off in a T-junction towards the east, or due east.
Okay, so we're here-ish.
You can see a couple smoking chimneys very shortly down that road. It looks like there might be a little bit more travel there. Unlike a lot of the forks you've passed, this is a pretty major one, and there is a signpost on it. Though it appears to have been, the name appears to be wiped.
What time of day is it?
It's about 11.
Okay, so not nearly late enough to worry about stuff for the night.
No, I would say you guys are probably about like halfway through your like good traveling time, because you got an early start is the assumption based on the circumstance.
Yeah. All right. So we just keep heading north, unless somebody has
No,
business
there's no
that
reason
wants to
to
east.
no reason to divert.
So one of you pinged correctly where you were, so I went ahead and moved for you.
Okay.
Oh no! Damn it! No. The mark was just supposed to be like a.
I apologize.
Yeah. No, the mark is supposed to be a.
What I would
reminder for
suggest
that house is
is that if you guys write with numbers, then you can then keep a list somewhere. I can even introduce one for you, the way White Sinks was, of what the numbers mean. So you should be able to add text, like a 1, and then you can write down somewhere what 1 means.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, we can also, whatever, fuck it. Jimmy, you can literally add text boxes.
Or I could write a 1 in a nice, beautiful purple.
But yeah, as you guys continue, the road is relatively quiet today. There's fewer travelers than perhaps the night before or the day before, but there's still a pretty good frame. This is a well-traveled road, and you see several more boats similar to the one you all witnessed the day before, kind of just going down the river, and then one passes going up. And it's peculiar to you. It moves unnaturally against the river.
Sam, do you know anything about that?
You
are a boatsman.
What's it
Seaman?
doing?
It's moving. There's a boat coming up the river against the current, and it looks the same as the other covered boats that you saw the day before.
Okay.
Is there anything rowing it, or
Does it have a sail?
Perception check.
all right?
Perception.
Oh, all right then.
Perception.
21.
21. All right. As you look, you don't see anyone rowing it, but you do see some kind of like break of water that is occurring near 2 little steel contraption-looking things that are affixed to the backs of the boat.
Oh, inbound motor.
Would I have seen anything like this before?
Not in your experience.
Okay.
Make a history check, I'll say.
Yeah. 5.
No, you've never seen this sort of thing before. You know that it is not of the same design or make of normal water vehicles that you're familiar with.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I know about sailing on the open seas. I don't know much about going using the rivers.
With that perception check, I will say that you do also see at this time somebody step onto the deck, kind of a squat individual, either younger or as it comes into focus with such a high perception check, you see a dwarvish man who kind of has a spyglass out for a second just to kind of glance at you guys, then places it down and then goes about his business.
Well, he saw us. I don't think that matters too much.
Yeah, probably not. I'm sure they're just carrying goods up and down the river.
Now, hold on. Now, if they're going up and down the river,
and they are catching you,
are catching us, I mean, we might be able to see if we could talk them into floating us on up a little bit of the ways.
How big is this boat?
I would say that it's probably maybe like
compare it to a real life boat.
25 feet long and about maybe 10 feet wide.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go with no on that. I'm not sure for a group of our size that's going to be an option.
I mean, I feel like 25 feet long, 10 feet wide. We can snuggle up on the bow of that thing, on the deck of that thing.
It certainly appears like there would be space, but that's not necessarily the only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about like full day trip.
I severely doubt that they'll adhere to us, and if they did, it would probably be for quite a bit of coin.
I don't know. I'm pretty good at talking my way into. Hold on, let me see exactly what I'm good at here in a second.
Are they close by?
Jimmy is referring to the sailor feat that lets him acquire free travel on boats.
There is
It says a sailing ship, so that is
okay.
Yep.
So, like, I would say about this point, because they were kind of following up with you guys for a while before you were able to get a good look at them, they are beginning to catch you. Like, so they're, like, getting up even with you guys now.
Yeah.
Within, like...
I would
say
just like to point
most-
out that I have been on a boat of this size with this many people.
It's
That
cozy,
is-
but it'll...
Seris is gonna like walk.
I'm
over
also
the
going to point
thing
out that
and,
I've walked.
wave at
I've
them.
walked for a full 8 hours in a single day, and it's not fun.
You do not see the figure that was on the deck anymore. There's basically, if you imagine like it's like a flat barge, and there's like a little house on it,
Yeah.
like just like a little structure on it, and he has gone back inside or below, unsure.
I mean, look, if y'all, I think it's a good idea. If y'all just want to let it go and just keep on marching, that's fine.
Are they
No,
within
no, we
hollering
can-
distance?
What distance?
Hollering distance.
I thought you said bothering
No,
distance.
hollering.
I mean, with us, it's the same thing, Nick.
That's the joke I was
Earshot.
going for.
Are they within earshot?
Can I holler to him?
Perhaps. I said perhaps. You can try.
Can I holler at him?
Yeah. What
Hey,
do
yo,
you
girl, what up? What that boat do?
you like? You're hollering what now?
Jimmy, were you gonna holler at them, or was I? Because I can.
The boat is passing.
Just
If you are all waiting for somebody to holler, but nobody is hollering.
I'll holler. I'll give them. I'll just shout out and ask if where they're heading.
All right, we'll make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
All right, fair enough. Oh yeah, it's in a different tab. Disadvantage. Persuasion. 13. That's not bad, actually.
You shout, and the moment the words like you shout, it's clear to you that they wouldn't be able to hear you.
Fuck.
Just at that distance, from like the level that you're able to kind of summon in your voice, you can hear that now that it's a little bit closer. The water is quite loud, where it's kind of going through whatever this contraption is.
Mm-hmm.
And you imagine that it would be hard to be heard with your natural voice.
Alright, well, I'm out of ideas.
Oh well.
Yeah, Liam.
All right. So
You're scared of water, we get it.
the boat passes on and continues. You all continue up the road. And the few hours pass, and the sun begins to set right about the time you break from the river. You haven't quite broke from the river yet, but you are getting into that area where the road is getting ever so slightly further from the river, and the river is done. You can see there's a large bend where the river goes like oxbows, and it goes far out, and
Right.
that is where you are when the sun is dropping. Or rather,
Would you like-
not when the sun is dropping, but when the sun is lower on the horizon and you're all beginning to tire, would be the better way to say that.
Would everyone like to rest here before we lose sight of the river for the day?
Sure.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Do we want to go up into the bend a little bit?
Sure.
I mean, what's the terrain look like?
It does appear that the bend is like a hill. The river runs around, and that this is kind of starting to get into hillier territory. A few times on the way, you've now gotten good looks at the mountains ahead as you've come over the tops of horizon.
Okay. So are we talking it's big rolling hill and I'm thinking about maybe a flat spot for us that have tents to put them down.
The bend is not small. It's quite large. So within the bend, I assure you there are flat spots, but it is significantly out of your way if you are trying to go into the bend itself.
I think we're just trying to get a couple of dozen feet off the road or something.
Yeah,
I
in
don't
that
wanna
sense,
wander
you
too
can
far.
certainly find that sort of space. But you can measure this here in kilometers, and that is accurate. So, like, to get to the center of the bend would be 7.5 kilometers.
Okay.
It's almost as if our DM's a surveyor.
Which is the far.
Yes, quite so. I say we stick close to the road. Just a bit off so we could find a nice flat spot for the tents.
I agree. I'll start making up rations if people want to start putting up tents.
How many tents do you guys have?
Let's see.
I have a 2-man tent.
I have a 4-person tent.
Raknul.
I do know we have enough tents because we actually did do this properly
All right. Well,
We
for
did.
once in our fucking lives.
me,
I don't know. I wouldn't be so sure yet, Jimmy.
I have prepared several maps, and you have ended up on one of them. So
My.
you will
Yay.
find a campsite located
Well,
a few dozen feet away from the road.
Lovely.
Those look quite nice.
Hashtag scripted.
I'm gonna
right now I'm hearing we have a 1 4-man tent and 1 2-man tent.
Correct.
So that's 6 people.
So who's sleeping outside?
The person on guard.
I thought I gave my tent to Raknul.
Yeah, you get. I don't know if you gave me. No, we split the cost on a 4-person tent.
Right, because we wanted to bunk together.
That wasn't the reason.
Oh joy.
No, it wasn't. But
Aren't you fun?
I mean, that wasn't the stated reason.
You guys can drag your characters in should you choose.
Okay.
I'll share whatever tent has space. I'm not gonna assume.
Liam, I'm just assuming that we're sharing a tent.
I figured as much.
I'm gonna set my stuff down. I'm gonna ask if anybody wants to go hunting.
I'll run along with you.
All right,
I
cool.
can get my mind off some things.
I'll do some firewood gathering, and then I'll start setting up a fire.
Let's see. Can I get you to make a survival check for that?
For gathering wood, because I have prestidigitation. Fire's not an issue, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
For gathering wood.
I'll help with the gathering wood if you want to roll with advantage.
Yeah, sure.
This is not really a a roll for success, if you will.
I mean, I was planning for Elrich to help build the fire anyways.
You've had decent weather. You had clouds the night before, but never any rain.
That's okay. I've got prestidigitation, baby. 15.
Yeah, with really only taking maybe 45 minutes to an hour of your the 3 hours really you have until really the sun is like at the horizon, you were able to not only gather firewood but start quite a nice fire.
How far away? Never mind. I'm back.
The other party here, so the people who are hunting,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
Well, it's not. It's using the Wanderer feat that I previously posted. So it's
Are
not
you
necessarily
thinking-
hunting. It's more like searching
and
for or scrounging for both, or like hunting and gathering. So if we find small game, we go for it, or if we find edible berries, that is sufficient as well.
I guess from a descriptive sense, what would Raknul be looking for in an environment like this where both could be theoretically present?
Start with berries, and then opportunistically, if we find tracks for game.
Go ahead, make a survival check for me, not from a success perspective.
Okay.
Can I give advantage? Can I help with that? Yep.
I'm roaming with the druid. I made the right decision. 19.
Let's go.
Joyous day.
Oh, sorry. To clarify, I feel like do need to reiterate this. I think it is a homebrew comment, or I guess a house rule is the correct way to say that. But to assist with a check, you do need to have proficiency in it.
Oh shit! Then yeah, I can't persist with survival.
Oh, well, okay. 19 was the first roll anyway, so.
We play it where it lies anyway,
Oh, yeah.
so I would still have allowed yours 19,
Okay,
even
cool.
if it was the second.
Yeah, I have nature, not survival.
Stuff like that I might situationally allow, but yeah, you are able to find a pretty substantial set of game tracks leading back to not just a single but network of small burrows.
Ooh. Like
Maybe some kind of raccoon-sized animal.
Ooh, perfect.
We eating gopher tonight, boys.
Just means that meat's on the menu.
Did you say gopher?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we'll track that down.
Yes, you have found the burrows. You are standing before the burrows, like a series of like what is the thing you like bop them on the head?
Whack-a-mole.
That's it.
Got any way to dig them up?
How big were the limeys compared to the size of these holes?
The lammies?
Yeah, the limeys.
Not a dissimilar size, but these are probably smaller. They are raccoon sized, I would say.
Ah,
Kind of
Being a
large.
boy from the Tennessee mountains, I know all about them coons. So I can also say cat sized.
Don't ever
Cat-sized?
say that word again, Chris.
yeah. Let's.
Let's not say that.
All right. You know what?
Is
Fuck
that
it.
an offensive word? I did not.
Yes, very immensely.
Extremely.
It is used as one in certain situations.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those like contextual ones that like.
Gotcha.
Are y'all being serious right now? Come on.
Yeah.
You're being very sensitive.
The
Jesus.
context here is a raccoon, a small
Raccoon.
lakes, campsites, and bird feeders throughout the.
Anyways, moving on. Samuel's turning into a cat.
Oh, we're flushing them out.
Wow.
All right. Already.
Meow.
Wow. All right, Samuel's gonna hop down in.
Oh my gosh.
What kind of cat, out of curiosity? Like a Persian? Or-
like what orange cat? I feel like orange.
Tabby.
Tabby.
Yeah, tabby.
Do cats have dark vision?
No, they
Yeah.
do not.
I thought they
They're
did.
nocturnal.
They should if they
They
don't.
definitely should. I'm
That was
almost
the big
positive.
thing for Critical Role. Yeah, Pumpkin doesn't have. Cats don't have dark vision. They have keen
That's
smell.
stupid.
That's
Either keen
ridiculous.
smell or keen hearing.
Because they do in real life.
Clearly. somebody's not playing The Witcher if they don't believe cats have night vision.
Yeah.
I have
Or
not
I've never
created
seen a cat.
the.
No, they do not have dark vision.
I have not created cats within my personal homebrew beastery, so I have not taken a look at whether I think they should have dark vision or not. So we will go with the standard 5th edition until such that.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair.
But you're still able to feel your way, and I'll say you're still able to like make out some things. But as you kind of go into the tunnels, you do hear kind of a clicking noise.
Oh no!
I'm gonna prep my javelins in the event that I see something non-feel, or not a cat, pop out.
Make an intimidation check as a cat.
Okay.
I wish I had just clipped that little bit.
Oh my goodness.
They're all doing each other.
No hits with Marbeck.
Do I have an intimidation? I do not. Okay, so just straight -2.
Okay.
14.
All right. You hear skittering. These are skittish creatures.
All right, I'm gonna try and run it down.
All right.
Can I make an opportunity attack as it runs away? Is it within reach?
It would. I'll allow it with disadvantage. We'll call it a pounce.
Okay. So just disadvantage roll. I guess so. Slash roll 2d20. So 4.
Plus whatever bonus.
No, 4.
Oh,
Oh,
never
Plus
mind.
0 to hit, 1 target hit, 1 slashing damage. Can't throw a CR0 creature.
You.
a beast of war,
Dude,
that one.
So, as you run deeper and further into this network, you make a perception check to try and keep to follow the sound of it.
Can I make a perception check to follow the smell of it?
I'll allow it.
Hell yeah. Perception plus 3. Okay, cool. So
Do cats really have advantage on smell?
Yep. 9.
Yep.
Interesting.
Now it is actually 9. I'm not just doing what the sum of the two is. My perception bonus is plus 3.
Okay.
So it is actually 9.
You lose track of it, and you lose track of where you are.
Wow.
At the surface, a black-furred, cat-sized creature, but more like it has a creature with like 3 legs and kind of a long, flat tail, runs out, and another one of the same size runs out, and then a number of smaller ones run out behind the two of them.
I go for the big one. One of the big
All
ones.
right. Roll an attack.
I'm reckless. I'm doing this recklessly.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't have a reason not to. 17.
Yeah, you impale it.
Can I throw a javelin? Can I throw another javelin at the other large one that's getting away?
Do you have another attack?
I don't. Never
Who
mind.
else is with you?
No one else was with me. It was just Samuel. Unless someone else wanted to go with but didn't speak loudly enough.
Nope.
All right. So I will say that it gets like 30 feet away and towards the brush, and you see the little ones like look confused because they were following the one you killed, but now they don't know where to go. So that takes them a second. So they're closer to you, but the other one is 30 feet away, and then you can move and attack with the javelin again.
No, you let the small. What? Oh wait, I can. Oh wait, I can only attack the small ones.
No, you can attack the
Run
big
for the large one and attack it.
But he is behind cover.
No, he's running to cover. He is not.
Ah, never mind. I thought he was in the brush.
He's in the brush, but he does not have cover on you yet.
Ah.
He or she.
Um.
They, I suppose.
Yeah, already know the javelin. I'll throw it.
All right.
I can't recklessly attack with when I throw it though. Another 17.
All right. You once again impale it, and you see the little ones all like run up to it and kind of just like gather, and you kind of hear this small like, as like they don't really know what to do now. Samuel,
That's a free 6-piece right there.
you are in. Samuel, you are in a dark place.
Wow.
You can see no way out.
Let me see one thing right quick. I don't think so. No, I'm not gonna fuck with
You have
it.
traveled at least 30 feet into the ground.
Yeah,
Not like down, but like 30 feet, like deeper into the ground.
yeah. Wow. I'm gonna start slowly backing up.
All right, as you do, your butt runs into a cross of 2 tunnels.
Okay. Can I make a survival check to see if I can remember which way I came from?
Yes.
Jimmy, shouldn't your perception bonus be your perception bonus? Since wait, no, does it replace your mental stats or no?
It doesn't replace mental stats.
Oh, it doesn't replace mental stats. That's correct.
Yes, you are not polymorph. You are wild shaped. I should have pointed that out as well. I should have remembered.
Yeah. Okay, so survival. 18. I did not mean to roll out with disadvantage.
Yeah, and you're able to pick up on it. You can see this must have been like the place that you had smelled it, but like lost the smell.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna head back out before I get lost and have to fucking unwild shape into a full grown fucking human.
All right,
and
you
a
come
reptile.
to a place, and you can kind of feel the tunnel around you.
Mhm.
It widens a little bit, and you recall this coming in, but like there are multiple places that go off.
Mhm.
And there's multiple treeing exits that all join here.
Okay. So do I see light coming from the exits then?
None of them appear to exit to the surface directly.
Okay.
Some of them go down, some of them go up.
Hmm. Can I figure out which ones go up at least?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's easy.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take one of the ones that goes up.
Okay. You travel for a little bit, and you begin to see light.
Whoop, whoop.
And you come to kind of a larger, wide chamber, and it looks like it's partially got like roots overhanging it.
Mhm.
And there is some light trickling in through little gaps in the roots.
I'm trying to squeeze through.
I'll say with a cat, yeah. Make an acrobatics check to
Okay.
do something.
Acrobatics, so that's plus dex.
And I will give you advantage.
Alright, cool.
If cats don't have advantage on acrobatics checks to fit through things or to jump off of things or onto things or just be troublesome, then I feel like that's
Yeah.
I'd say general
So 9.
portion.
Did I roll in like
You
shit,
forgot
by
to-
the way?
You forgot to wild shape your collarbone away.
yeah.
Or
I'll
your shoulder
say
blades.
with that you're able to like get,
Wide cat.
but like you wild shaped into slightly too fat of a cat. Where your head is like poking out of this thing, and you don't quite have the cat strength to like push your way the rest out.
Do I assume I see this after collecting the 2 kills.
I'll say yes, and as you collect the 2 kills, the 2 like the 4 little guys or 3 little guys, I can't remember what I said. They begin to follow you.
Oh boy.
Wow.
and you hear, ow!
Yeah, I'll
You see the head of the cat that you had seen Samuel turn into poking out from like a particularly clump or like clumpy clump of roots.
Fucking Garfield's in the gulag.
Oh my gosh.
I'll dig out I'll dig out enough space around his head till I can like grab like the scruff and just like yank him out.
All right. Yeah, I'll say that's easy enough for you to do.
It's like as he like pops out of the hole.
Sam's gonna kind of like get his bearings, come up and rub it.
As
Rub
soon
his
as
head.
you land, these small, little, like almost squirrel-sized, 6-legged creatures, kind of run up to you and go.
I'm gonna start walking and see if they follow me.
They kind of look confused, but do.
All right. I'm just gonna keep like this then.
All right.
Do we find any locations for fresh water?
Yeah, I will say that as part of your skill, you would know what to look for, which are basically it's brush, thicker points of brush.
Mm-hmm.
And you find a stream and you follow it to its source and find a nearby spring.
Okay.
They're fairly common in these lands, so it would be easy enough.
It occurs to me that I forgot to collect people's
Water skins.
yeah.
But you are able to fill your own.
Yeah, I am.
And you could probably find
At any point during the day, we could have filled off the river.
Yeah, that's true. So it's not really a concern. But I know where the but
I'm gonna start play fighting with the little things. See if they respond to it.
Make an animal handling check.
They're tiny.
Hell yeah.
You're growing real attached to this fucking snack pack.
22.
Yeah, they are unsure and afraid. However, you gradually are able to coax them into some back and forth.
All right, cool.
Are you playing with your food?
What? No, I ain't eating these. They ain't eating. I
Then bring them up and eat them for dinner later
ain't eating these boys. These are my pets now.
until they're fully grown and we're hungry.
I swear to God, Sam, you'll whack a bitch.
All right, so I'll say that for an hour and a half, you return with these are pretty substantial things, but you also return with a number of berries that you're able to find along the way, and you find some a nut-bearing tree where the nuts have fallen, and are able to gather some into your bag.
Right.
You come with the bounties of the forest.
I come with the bounties of the forest for everybody except one of you.
Well, Fable's not going to eat his new little friends, so.
Well, no, like
parents.
No, I can only provide for 6 people.
And I think that is about correct when you think about the amount of meat that you can get off one of those creatures.
Yeah.
Well,
but you know, we can
Morgan.
we can it can be split up, and we can go 1/6 of a ration between us.
Chris, how
Morgan,
close are we to the river?
I would say you're probably about maybe 200, 300 feet away.
Oh, okay. Well, while they're off doing that, I'm gonna fish.
All right.
My fishing stuff.
For the sake of this, just because of the scenario, I'm going to go ahead and not play the fishing minigame.
Oh.
I will promise the next time we will play the fishing minigame.
All right, I'm gonna go fish. You promise, Chris?
We're good.
Go ahead.
We will get to it. I promise. I will make sure to.
Dude, just come hunting with Raknul. We'll fish instead.
Go ahead and make a survival check for me as well.
Technically, you did spearfish on land.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
It's an 18.
that's not how that works.
An 18.
Yes.
You are able to catch one pretty large fish and a couple like small fish.
Awesome. Take him back.
Oh, do I
Start cooking 'em
smell? Do I
up.
smell the fish?
As he approaches the campsite, I will say that your wild shape has ended.
Ah, damn it! Has it been 2 hours already?
Would you have gone into it again?
No, I wouldn't have gone into it again. I'm asking
Is
if it's been 2 hours.
Is it naturally 2 hours?
Yeah, it's 1 hour per level druid.
Oh, okay. I thought it was only 1 hour.
No, it's 1 hour per level of druid.
No, as you are sitting back at the campsite, there's a fire going now. The sun is really only just now starting to kind of cast the long shadows of the evening. And you are playing with these little companions, and you kind of, your nose perks up. There is fish out of water, and it is nearby. And it is getting closer.
Yeah, I'm sprinting to it.
You come upon Liam. Liam, a cat, jumps out of the brush.
What does the cat look like at once?
You're correct.
Just the cat's just like, what is the cat doing?
I'm trying to jump up wherever the fish is at.
I take one of the smaller fish and give it to the cat.
Oh, hell yeah. I take it, run back to the camp.
Proceed back to the campsite.
As soon as you bring that thing back, these creatures begin to like go for it.
All right, I'll share.
Morgan's just watching the cat who he knows is Sam, and something finally occurs to him, and he looks over to the tabby. Why didn't you just turn into a badger?
You man, me all back.
Whatever, and I go back to cooking the hunks of meat that I've got.
Samuel just gives you a low growl. He's just,
All right.
All right.
And as you all prepare your meal and get ready to sit around the campfire for a discussion of the evening, we will go ahead and take our break there. As we come back from break, you all are gathered around the campfire. Food is prepared of a variety of sorts. There are a collection of berries, there are some nuts, and there are some very well roasted badger-like creatures that smell, they smell and they taste a lot like chicken.
Neat.
Oh, well. That does smell good.
As you all begin to eat them, you notice there is a weird flavor to the taste, and it's not good. But as it sits in your mouth, it starts to kind of take on another character, and it actually is quite tasty.
It's a bit gamey.
Well, I mean, I think that's only fair considering.
At least it's fresh.
And because the preparation
You say that in a way that makes you feel like you're not trying to fucking
steps away from everything else, you do notice some perked interest from a few small creatures at the smell of food.
We're not going to
No.
feed them their parents.
You're
Oh God!
I will take out the hunk of meat that I have in my bag, and I will set it down on the ground for them.
that certainly satisfies them.
I
They
didn't
appear
even
to have-
consider that at first. I was just like, no, I already gave them fish. What the fuck? They gonna get more food.
they appear to have quite an appetite.
Well, they are growing.
Yes,
You're
eat my pretties. Eat, and we shall soon
I will
feast
say, for
ourselves.
the sake of this, just so you can start knowing, if you were to take these on, it does seem before they stop eating, they eat each half a pound of food. For a tiny creature, that is very surprising.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we eat half a pound of food, don't we?
We eat 1 full pound.
Or we a pound.
In a day.
Yeah.
These things put it away.
How many
Well,
other?
I
There's
mean, we
like
could
there's
let 'em-
4 of them, right? So that's 2 extra.
Aren't we the nature-loving bunch?
I killed both
I mean,
their parents. I
Are
don't know.
I mean, Morgan takes out his leather gloves and pulls his dagger. I mean, we can solve this problem right now if we want.
They're so small.
I believe
I ask that we
size
please
is the word you're
refrain
looking for.
unnecessarily killing small animals.
No, I was gonna cook them and eat them.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, shouldn't we at least
You can understand
allow
my
them
concern, though.
to grow so that they're a bit
There can't possibly be that much meat to them, though.
yeah.
I mean, it's like a
they're
trail
not
snack.
really there yet.
It's like eating, grubs. It's a trail
We
snack.
can't afford to keep them. Did not see how much they just ate.
And just leave them in the wild. If they live, they live. If they don't, they don't.
Would it
Fair
be
enough.
more humane to eat them?
I mean, not really, but it certainly would taste better. I mean, if we're going on veal rules here,
I'm no expert on.
You know what?
animals, but
I want to do a check, see if I recognize these creatures.
Absolutely, make a nature check.
Screw it. Somebody's got to do it. Come on, baby. 15.
-2.
So
You're
you,
as dumb as me.
how's it feel, boys?
you don't know like the species, but these are definitely cousins of the badger.
Cousins of the what?
The cousins of the badger.
Of the badger. Okay.
But they seem to have beaver-like tails. Unsure what that's about. You've not encountered this specific creature. They are local, and you are unlikely to have studied them. Therefore, the DC is higher to identify them.
Also, they have 6 legs.
Also, they have 6 legs. They appear to be good at holding on to things. As you see, as several times, once they have had their fill, they do appear to cling to some of your legs and try and stay there.
I'm sure they'll be fine on their own. They'll figure it out. It's nature tends to find a way to deal with these sorts of things.
I like it.
So, Seris, you're
Yes.
fucking creepy.
How
That's a
so?
bit rude.
You talk like somebody who slit the throat of their mother and then got off to that.
You're
That's very
making fun of
specific.
my speech impediment.
No, more the
That's
cadence.
very insensitive.
Raknul, back me up here, please.
Morgan.
Where did you get that description from?
I don't know, but he's right.
I think
What is wrong with you people?
They're quite rude, aren't they, Raknul?
It's extremely rude.
I've done nothing. Kind.
It's just there's like your actions definitely paint you as a nice person. I don't question that. It's just you've got this weird.
And even the words themselves are not bad. It's just how you say it that always makes me feel like you're
Resting
plotting
villain
something?
face.
Can I lean down to Liam and be just like, is there something weird with the way she speaks?
I mean,
I'm also gonna listen.
not particularly. I mean, people speak in all sorts of ways.
People can't help it if they have speech impediments or if they
It's
have
a, no.
accents.
I'm with Morgan on this one. It's not the
I
impediment.
know she was. I told you she was creepy. Wasn't just me.
Oh, I'm just not from around here.
Well,
You're the one with the fiendish bat on your shoulder.
I was whispering. It was no.
Now,
Oh,
see,
okay.
now it's exactly comments like that. That's just like every word, every sentence trails off as if you're just like implying there's something left to be said.
regardless of how you feel about her voice, I would say
It's not the voice, god damn it, it's the cadence.
I would suggest you refrain from saying such rude things in general.
I mean, normally I agree with you, but like, oh god, can't try. Tell if she's trying to scare or seduce me or.
I've got to be honest with you. I'm very disappointed in you two right now.
It's not very accepting.
I mean, I
He's going
absolutely
to
accept
kind
it.
of like walk over and like grab Liam's arm. Thank you.
Now, Liam, stare at me right goddamn now and tell me that the hair is not raisin on every part of your face.
I don't know what you're on about. Honestly. You really are exaggerating, I think.
It's just, again, it's not that she's evil. I don't think that. She just sounds evil.
That's a bit presumptuous of you.
No, it'd be presumptuous if you said she was evil because of how she sounds.
Only Paloma.
As it stands, she's
just give it a rest, man. We get it.
No, I really like it if she started. If any of us really started making assumptions about you or thinking things about you based on how you acted or spoke or looked or whatever.
You'd be spot on. You'd be spot on. I'm an open book.
Elrich just goes into the tent. It's been a long enough day.
Through a dead woman's room. I really don't think you have the room to be doubting anyone's character at this particular instance.
That's true.
Liam's got a point here on this one. I might be switching sides here.
Oh no, you're totally
she's gonna
right.
walk over and kind of like put her arm like around Riona's waist too. She's like, I'm very glad you two are on my side.
I'm gonna like wrap my arm around her shoulder and just like pat her shoulder and just be like, oh, it's okay, sweetie. You know, of course.
How am I the only one that sees clearly two children stacked on top of each other in a turkey coat?
As you all are having this conversation, you do hear in the distance kind of a noise, just like almost like the sound of like heavy wind against trees, kind of like shifting boughs and breaking.
Oh, ooh.
And
what a convenient distraction. What was
a swallow flies up and lands inexplicably directly in the circle with you all.
I'm sorry, a what?
A swallow.
A bird.
African or European?
Yeah, African or European.
Is it unladen?
It is, but in the back of all of your minds, you hear a clear voice. Have you blade or skill?
Does Elrich hear this in the tent?
Yes. And
yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. 10 gold to each of you if you manage to slow the creature down that's on its way here now. We are in close pursuit.
Wait, what?
See you soon.
How are we supposed to recognize you?
And the bird flies away.
Okay.
All right then. I suppose
Sam's just gonna reach around, grab his staff, and kind of like.
Sanity is headed our way.
Ready.
And yeah, trawl, hammer, and shield. And
is anyone gonna get Elrich?
I'll go grab Elrich.
No.
Elrich.
What?
We need to get to a firing position.
Chris,
a bird just came in and was stopping something.
On the map,
come on.
This here come from?
Not really knowing how to process that, Elrich just silently comes out the tent.
Bird? Where did it come from?
Or where? There was a sound, right? Like a crashing.
Southeast. Same direction. Yeah, both of them same direction, southeast.
So this way.
Yes, that direction.
All right. I'm going to move that general direction.
Yep.
And kind of fill in the gap here where the trees kind of form a funnel over to our campsite.
Elric's going to go ahead and cast Mage Armor on himself.
Morgan is going to.
Um,
Yeah, he's gonna get right between these two trees over
The noise
over
is
here.
a little bit louder as you hear it again.
Where does it sound like it's coming from?
Southeast, same direction.
Samuel's gonna catch the Lele.
I would also.
Is it
like
coming?
To...
But is it like coming towards us, or is it sounding like it's
It is
moving
louder.
past? What?
It is louder this time.
Okay, so it's coming towards us.
I'd like to cast
Sort of.
Bless. Wow.
All right.
On who?
How long does Bless last?
About a minute.
A minute, but you hold
shoot.
a minute, and you hold concentration on it.
Mm-hmm.
Concentration up to a minute. Okay, so I
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
That would be a waste then. Okay.
All right.
Never mind.
Another couple minutes pass. Another 5, and then suddenly you hear something approaching. Heavy footfall. And in the last light of the day, you see a. This is not nearly big enough. All right.
Ooh.
You see a large furred creature, almost like a bison or something of that kind of build. Large, bulky, almost kind of in the elephant range, but it is heavily furred and has several horns that kind of start at its jawline and then several others that come off throughout it.
Door?
Hmm?
A bear boar. I'm trying to guess your animal conjugations.
Bayor.
Bayor.
And it is right there right now. If I could get everyone to roll initiative as soon as I clear the order.
Ooh.
Nice.
7.
Hey, it's not terrible.
Hey, not bad.
One of
Man,
these,
I'm doing good on initiative so
one
far.
of these days, I'm going to play a character that gets bonuses to initiative.
One of these days, you'll play a dex-based character instead of a strength-based one.
Yeah, one of these days.
Oh no, man. Dex Eldritch Knight with War Mage and then Alert. Or yeah, is it Alert?
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah,
alert.
alert is one that gives you +5.
All right. So the creature, or so Riona, I think. Oh, wait, nope. I didn't reorder. Seris, you have a couple rounds. It does not appear to have seen you guys yet, but it is charging fast in your direction, and it will undoubtedly be there pretty soon. It doesn't look to be heading directly towards you. It looks to be heading a little bit to the left, kind of generally following the path of the road.
Okay. This thing is rather large, then.
Oh, it's huge.
Huge.
Massive.
Okay. If you were to give it a class specification.
If I had to give it a class specification, I think I would say. I would say
size.
huge.
Yeah.
Larger than large, but not by much.
Okay.
But in your eyes, this thing is fucking giant.
Right. So Seris will go ahead and you said I've got a couple rounds. It hasn't seen us yet, or
That is accurate.
yeah. So she's going to make her use her dash action and get over here. And I'll go ahead and end my turn.
All right. Riona.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna like dash and attempt to like wait, I guess, behind this tree over here. Yeah.
All right. Samuel.
I'm gonna go ahead and sorry, no, would you describe road as being loose dirt? Asking
I
for a
would
friend.
describe the road as being there is sections of rock, but here it specifically is quite dirty.
All right, cool.
Not dirty like that, but like dirt dominant.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my dash action over here. That'll be my turn. I will also shout to people to try and get it, corral it towards the road.
Leah.
Well, since everyone left me here, I'm
Just
gonna
going up to-
cast the old bless
On who?
on the only 3 people in range.
Or is it whom?
It's whom.
It is in this
yes.
case, but
Why is it not pressing the button? There we go.
everything's dark.
What?
Yeah.
I thought you were casting bless.
You broke it, Ryan.
I broke it.
Bless, not darkness.
Oh my gosh, what has happened? I
don't know, Ryan. What did you do?
I just cast bless.
Bless took into a purpose, apparently.
What did you do, Ryan?
Yeah, describe your spell, brother.
I'm afeared.
Fucking hell. That's a
Fucking
powerful
Pelor got
darkness
mad.
spell. Jesus Christ.
God, I thought
I,
Pelor was the god of the sun.
Hold up my fancy glowing Pelor symbol.
It just
Okay, everyone brace yourselves. Oh, he's 35. God.
You can cast it on yourself instead.
That's
Yeah.
true. You can cast it
You
on
can also
yourself.
move before you cast it.
That is also an option.
True. But I'm gonna head. I don't want to waste any movement. I'll cast it on Elrich, me, and Raknul.
Elrich needs some blessing.
And then I will move down. Dan. All right. all done.
All right. That brings us to its turn. It is charging the hell along. And you do see it is going to go ahead and charge through this tree. And
Oh
that
my
tree
God.
is destroyed.
That does not look
As it
super
splinters through it, and you see now that it's closer, in addition to these horns that are sticking out from it, it has several like hard armor plates. One along its like skull that kind of rises up, and then like several kind of along its shoulders, and one along its back.
That no bueno.
Oh my.
And that's its turn. Morgan?
Morgan is kind of not in the best position. Let me look at a spell real quick. It's command, so I think it's only 60 feet.
Yeah.
Doesn't it have to understand the language for command to work, though?
It doesn't, or it does?
I thought it did.
For what?
If
Command?
it doesn't,
Check your spell description.
if it doesn't understand your language, or if your command is directly harmful, so it doesn't take effect. If that's the case, good. That changes things.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it speaks in a
I mean,
language.
maybe it does speak a human language.
The swallow did, so who
It'll
knows?
be very telling.
I will use my action to dash to there. Boop. And I will use my bonus action to cast Sanctuary on myself. So directly in its path, I think.
All right.
And that'll be it. And I will go ahead and mark myself as being sanctuaried.
Elrich.
So if I were to move to here, could I get a shot? Like, do I have line of sight on him?
Yeah.
All right. Gonna move the 30 feet to here, and then just like slam my hand forward and gonna creepy touch him. I know what I said.
Chilling touch.
Creepy.
No, he said, I heard what he said.
Is chilling touch not a touch attack?
It is not.
No, it is neither touch nor cold. It is a ranged necrotic spell.
Which is stupid.
I'm guessing
So stupid.
I'm guessing a 12 misses.
A 12 does miss,
Unfortunate.
as it kind of just lowers the head to charge through. Raknul.
I mean, it still looks like it's going in the same direction, right?
Yep.
Those guys are fucked.
Yeah, they are.
They'll be
Um,
fine.
There's a reason I cast Sanctuary on myself.
Well, I am not in range to do anything, so you know, that's fun.
What about your? Oh, yeah. There's no way.
Well, because if I can dash, I won't get in range. I can't and walk and try to throw a javelin, but will be at disadvantage.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess, I can do that, I guess. I can walk 30 feet, and I can throw a javelin at disadvantage. And that's all I can do.
Rage.
Yeah. I know.
Alright.
That's what I was planning on doing, because the javelin will keep it up. So... javelin, disadvantage. Wait, there's a bless in there.
Yeah, I don't know how much.
Its AC is higher than 12, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
10.
hey, Liam. Go ahead and mark that you're concentrating on the bless spell, by the way. You can just do a dot or something.
Okay.
All right. A 10 does not hit.
You know.
Is that your turn?
Why can't I
Yes.
just know that I'm concentrating on the bless spell.
Seris.
Yeah, it's concentration, brother.
We're gonna continue to move around down to her. And that will be all I can do.
All right. Riona.
In a very stupid / brave attempt, she's just gonna run up and fucking hit it.
All right. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Um,
I will say, I know you can't see its aura, so I'll turn its aura on in a second, but technically you stand there.
okay, well, can I still hit it from there?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's its space.
That's just how fucking massive it is.
Like, I don't. Ah,
God.
We've just been rolling shit to hit this terrifying monster.
Yeah, you slam your Morning Star, and it just ricochets off one of the hard armored plates of this thing.
Oh dear.
as a bonus action, I cast Shield of Faith on myself.
All right.
For that 21 AC.
Yes.
21 AC, level 2.
Symbol.
Balance class.
Let me
Yep, you.
see what that would do. Well,
Too much.
Mm-hmm.
How healthy of a person is Riona?
She alright.
She alright?
She's corn fed.
She's pretty fit. She could be better, but you know, she's
So like would 2d6 damage really fuck over her?
I mean, yeah,
Not lethally.
not lethally, but it wouldn't be a great day for her.
She'd prefer if she didn't.
Yeah,
Please
but
don't. I would like to say I'm a paladin. I'm not, you know, I'm not a barbarian like Raknul.
You know what? Then I'm gonna move 30 feet and take the dodge action. I think is probably gonna be my best bet here until I know where it's going.
All right.
So yeah.
Leon. Liam. Ryan.
Ryan.
Yes,
Liam.
I charge. Let's see here. How far can I actually go?
The coincidence.
Let's go there. And javelin. That's a
Hey!
19.
Yeah, you
Finally.
throw it and it just catches right between like the back of the helmed armored plate and the shoulder plates.
Boom, 9 damage.
Yeah, you stick it there, and as it lands, you can see it lands next to an arrow that's already embedded, and blood that was already trickling now starts to trickle down the javelin as well.
That's it.
All right. All right, that brings us to its turn. And seeing the large number of interposing people to the top, it is going to divert horizontally to the left. Can I get strength checks or strength saving throws from Samuel and Seris?
You certainly can. They're not great.
Oh, God.
9.
It's not gonna. Strength?
Yeah.
Yes.
Samuel, weren't you blessed?
Oh,
No,
my
I was
Nope,
gosh.
Samuel was not blessed.
Nope, everyone ran away.
It is actually slowed substantially by running through you guys, though, so I don't think it can actually reach Seris. No, it can. It just can.
Well, thank God.
But not with its charge attack. So it roars past Samuel. Samuel, you are like basically as it charges through you, you take 1d6 of bludgeoning damage, and you are thrown 10 feet back and are prone.
Okay. So like 10 feet this way.
Yes, and as you land, sorry. So actually, I don't know why I wrote it like this. This is dumb of me. You just take 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
So that's going to be 9 bludgeoning damage.
Can Riona take an attack of opportunity as it leaves her range?
Yes, you can.
Oh, cool. That would be great.
Does Seris take that damage as well?
Seris does not take that damage,
Okay.
but there will be more damage for Seris.
That hopefully hits it.
17 just hit.
Oh, God.
That's terrifying.
That's terrifying. Could I also divine smite him?
Correct. You can. You absolutely can. Anytime you hit, you can smite.
Yeah, I was just asking if as with
Yes,
opportunity.
yes, you may.
Yep.
Okay.
Even with opportunity
I
attacks.
highly encourage it.
I also highly encourage smiting. Ooh, 20.
Solid damage.
Nice.
Ultra.
Yeah, there's a flash of light as your morning star catches the back part that's like its hind is much less armored.
Nice.
And as it runs to Seris, kind of almost reeling from the pain, it is going to take its single claw attack that it gets to make. That is going to be a 17.
17?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. And that is a good amount of damage.
Great.
Let's see. That would be, well, that's not that many. It's 8 points of damage, slashing damage. Charges through Samuel and just rips up one claw and like back swipes you, almost like trying to throw you out of the way, but it's using its claw, so it just slashes.
I shouldn't have sanctuaried. Oh well. All right. I'm
To
guessing
make you
it's
feel
my
better,
turn.
I should have done the thing I was going to do, and it was going to be a bold ass move.
Morgan?
Now I don't want to drop sanctuary. What can I do? I was really kitted out for fighting people today. You know what? I'm going to do the oldie but goodie. I am going to find out where my optimal position is. Can I get there? 60 feet. Yes. Okay, good. I'm going to walk up right to Samuel. So that's 30 feet, and I will cast Bless on myself, Samuel, and Seris.
Oh, hell yes.
All right.
Bless.
Yep.
Yep.
So you get a
Have
D4.
hashtag blessed.
Is that is your current one concentration?
Nope. Sanctuary is not concentration. It only ends until I do an aggressive action.
Yep.
I have to do damage in order to be hit properly. Yeah. So, yeah, you hashtag bless now, girl. And I'm going to indicate that I am concentrating. Oop. All right. And that'll be turn.
All right.
All right. I'm going to run 30 feet here. Is the javelin Liam through within 60 feet of me? Like, how far past the creature did it fly?
It hit the creature.
So yeah.
Stuck in the creature.
Yeah.
If it's where the
I
creature
threw the javelin that missed.
What is in it?
And I threw it like this way.
It is one of the javelins within 60 feet of me on the ground.
I'll allow it.
All right.
Catapult?
Seeing that
Yeah.
javelin, he's gonna focus on it for a minute and then just flick it towards the beast. And I'll need a dex saving throw.
Yep, that's catapult.
60 feet's actually quite a distance.
Let's see.
Jeez.
So
Yeah.
where it would have been, how far can the javelin go?
So it has to be within 60 feet of me, but it can go 90 feet.
No, the javelin. How?
Yeah.
Oh,
90 feet.
30 feet short range, 120 feet long range.
All right. So we'll say that it was about like here-ish. Is where it would have landed.
So 50 feet from me.
I think that works.
Yeah, it's within 90 feet.
Yeah. So it makes a dex saving throw, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, wait, no, that was a D8. All right. Let's see. Dexterity.
DC 14 save.
It does not save.
All right. It will take 3d8 bludgeoning damage.
That's actually a really cool spell. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Catapult's great, man.
16 bludgeoning damage.
I will say, though, and this is probably going to be a pretty continuously used rule, when it slams into it, it does destroy the javelin.
I mean, it specifically says in the spell that the object also takes the damage.
Yeah.
Noted.
So I don't think a javelin has 16 HP.
Yeah, you crack it, and you watch one of the plates on its back almost crack, and parts of it, like a part of it, falls off. Its AC is reduced by 1.
Oh man, I liked that javelin.
I'll buy you a new one.
I'll
Elrich.
hold you to it.
Yes.
That was your whole turn?
Yes.
Raknul.
Oh boy, I get to meander closer and throw another javelin at disadvantage.
Woohoo!
Actually, yeah. Like it's 5 feet out of normal attack range. Hooray! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 35 feet away before I hit like its square. 30 feet, and I'm just at the edge of it.
Are you at the edge of the aura?
I think you're good right there at the edge of the aura.
I mean, like, I don't know. Am I, or do I have to? Or do I have to hit a square of it?
You are unfortunately 1 away.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So it's not enough to hit like this square, but like any of these squares would be fine.
You could get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, no. Well, then if I do that, my rage drops at the end of my turn.
Yeah.
Which is like not great.
But yeah, you can throw that javelin.
Yeah. Fucking bitch keeps running away from me. Another 8, so no.
Nope. And for the sake of this, I will say the javelin sticks in the tree right here. As it reflects, or basically it deflects off the armor plate and goes there.
Fight me, coward. Stop moving so I can get closer to hit you with my axe.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Beast is standing quite intimidatingly over you.
Thunder wave, thunder wave, thunder wave.
Isn't that a con check?
Yeah.
Since this creature just kind of wrecked me here, I'm going to be very not happy with it, and nobody can probably see me, right?
No.
You have a tree blocking us.
That's true, right? Yeah. I'm just kind of like through the pain through my teeth. He's like, "Get away from me, you foul beast!" And I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers. I need a Wisdom save.
Oh, it's gonna fail the crap out of this, surely.
Beasts are surprisingly wise.
I guess that's a good point.
It's their charisma and their intelligence stats that suck.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Wisdom thing there. Yeah, it does fail.
All right, neat. It takes 17 psychic damage.
Yeah. You all hear some words, and kind of the tone and the cadence of Seris's speech, but like it's almost like the Lord of the Rings in that scene where they're talking, like it grows darker for a minute, and there's like a shake there as the things complete, and you hear just like
This is
like the kind of a recoiling noise from the bear thing.
The Bayor.
Bayor, but it's not.
It's just Baylor without the L.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's being called until we find out what it's actually.
I mean, I'd rather fight this than a
So
bear.
does it runs away too?
It uses its reaction to move away from you as far as it's moving so you can carry it. It does not move into obviously dangerous ground such as fire or a pit.
All right. Let's see. Okay, just its normal speed. Okay. Let's see. That would be awkward for it. That would be right in the middle of everybody.
Yay.
Oh no! Here we go. Uno reverse card. All right, Riona.
Yay.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker.
I love the convenience of this.
God, you ever just been caught between two
right
paladins and a
over here and-
barbarian?
Just right over here and smack it with her morning star again.
I'm just getting ancestral memories of like mammoth hunting. Everyone gang up on the fucking mammoth.
Make an assumption. And another assumption.
Do you have another spell slot to?
Yes.
All right.
12 damage.
Nice.
Because
Yes.
you cast Shield Faith on yourself and you.
Oh fuck. Never mind those
Yeah.
last 5.
So just the 7.
Just the same.
Damage. Nice. Yeah, it sucks when that shotgun runs empty.
Yep.
Just a double-barreled right now.
Right. Gotta get used
Level
to that
50.
whole spell slot thing.
Once you get to level 15, you'll just be a fucking street sweeper.
It's
I
gonna give me a couple levels.
I
Sorcery
apologize.
will
I
fix it.
somehow got muted, and that would explain. But yes, as you slam the Morning Star on its shoulder, you kind of like catches in one of the spikes, and it just shatters through it. And as it breaks, there's a spray of blood as you've caught the flesh beneath.
Nice.
All right.
I'm gonna pat Sam on the shoulder.
Samuel.
I'm gonna pat
Alright.
Sam on the shoulder and say,
Samuel,
"Hey,
realizing
buddy."
he's only 4 HP, is going to give himself a 37 HP shield by turning into a dire wolf. And then half my movement to get up, and then the other half to go there. And then I'm going to make a bite attack with advantage because of pack tactics.
All right. Solid play.
And 20 hits. So it takes 15 points. Oh, that max damage. Let's go.
Nice.
"Oh,
Takes 15 points of damage.
You run like beneath the legs and sink your teeth in and just rip. And as you do, the bowels give away.
Oh,
Innards begin to pour out as you've torn through the soft flesh of the creature, and it just collapses there. It is slain.
Oh.
Morgan is going to go up to the creature and see if he can figure out what the hell is this thing."
Samuel's also going to be doing that because if it's a beast, Samuel wants to fucking know.
Nature checks.
Huh?
Nature checks.
All right.
I'm gonna
Obviously,
go
I'm
pick.
rocking wild shape.
I'm gonna go pick up my javelin.
I certainly hope its pursuers didn't want us not to kill it.
Weren't we told to slow it down, not kill it?
I think
feel
so.
Both of you have heard tell of this. This is a greater hornhelm.
A horn what?
Hornhelm.
Greater Hornhelm.
Greater Hornhelm.
Yes.
Okay.
It has many uses. It is has been a mainstay of the mountain passes of the Royal Coast for many millennia since men first arrived, and has been kind of ever-present like image on the back of their minds. It is often used as like a representative monster of this is the thing of the wilds. This is the grizzly bear of the American West.
Oh, we just killed a black bear. Hope we're not in the national park.
It's fine.
No, a grizzly bear.
It's a grizzly though. Those are different.
I mean, it dealt damage to us before we dealt damage to it.
We were
You would
just-
notice that Seris walked out from behind those trees and looks about as half as good as she normally does.
I'll walk up to Seris and I'll drop concentration on everything else, and I will dump a cure wounds into her.
What the fuck? I got 4 HP, motherfucker.
Yeah, but you have your own healing spells, don't you?
Samuel.
I have what?
Don't you have your own healing spells?
I don't think I actually took any healing spells.
Oh. Never
I've
mind.
got spare the die.
I think I was like, fuck it. We have a cleric, 2 paladins, and a bard.
I got you. Kind of.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Oh no, I did take your wounds. Never mind.
What is this healing you speak of?
You get
You're fine
12.
then?
You get 12 hit points back.
Yeah,
Seris.
I
And
can
she
heal
looks
myself.
fantastic. Yeah.
You
So-
don't need a spell slot. I got it.
Chris,
then.
Yes.
would this count as a beast, and approximately what CR would it be for the purposes of a druid?
Yeah.
It would be I would say for the sake of being a druid, I think the actual beast CR is much higher than this encounter. I think it's like 5.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
hey, that's not.
But eventually.
It does appear that the beast was wounded,
Okay.
but it is a beast.
It's a beast. Okay, and a greater helm horn or greater
Giant. Greater
No,
helm.
Greater helm.
Giant
Greater Helm
grizzly
Horn.
boar.
Greater Horn Helm. I wrote it down.
Yes.
Okay.
Greater Horn Helm.
Greater Horn Helm.
All right.
1d8 plus my wisdom on.
But I'll just look awkwardly at Seris and I apologize about your cadence thing earlier.
It's fine.
There it is. There it is. Right fucking there.
I can't spare the dying on Samuel, just in case.
Oh, look at that! I healed exactly as much damage as I took. Look at Sam.
Oh, he can't spare the dying. That only keeps you alive if you're at 0.
Yeah.
I cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Oh, you have Cure Wounds.
Yeah, I thought I did it, but I did bring it.
Nice.
Oh wow, max healing on Cure Wounds there. Nice.
That's good. Well,
Very good.
I mean,
That's enough to do half of Raknul's health.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I have 30 HP.
I was gonna say that's half of my health.
that's nearly half of mine.
Twice of mine.
Chris, do you have a character sheet for that bad boy?
Super
I can get you one.
right now.
Huh?
I'll give
You
you
can
one.
give me one.
Well, we killed it. I don't think we can stop it any more than we have.
Nope, I guess.
Nope, we
Yeah.
certainly can't.
Wait for me to show up.
We could bury it.
You all
Let's
do
not.
as you stand around it.
As he says that, I start like casting Mold Earth. Like,
As the sparrow, as you do that, the sparrow returns and lands, and you hear a voice in your head. Oh shit! Good job.
wait, sparrow or swallow?
I do
Swallow.
apologize if we weren't meant to kill it.
Thank you, ma'am. And I'm gonna give a kind of
Sorry.
questioning look to the bird, and just because I don't know. And your birdliness? I don't know. Anyway.
You hear the sound of horses approaching.
Your birdiness.
Oh my gosh.
It's a familiar Riona. A bit more advanced than normal, I think. Never had one myself.
Well, I've never really, encountered that many familiars previously.
Callie lands on your shoulder.
Previously, as opposed to a couple days ago.
You all watch as 3 riders approach. The one in the lead arrives shortly before the others and kind of dismounts. A man in leather armor, kind of a crossbow that he kind of seeing the dead creature replaces at his side. You must be the that she spoke of. Well done.
Well,
She who?
Like
lady.
the Patriot, who is fast on the wind but slow on the horse. Points to a woman somewhat further back. That is, she's the last in the line.
Okay.
So
You can't really make out her features yet. But as you guys look, you do actually make out some features on the second rider. Specifically, steel shining armor and a black and white motif.
so is this a hunting expedition, or are you getting rid of a pest?
Do I recognize the motif?
A little bit of both. And yes, you would. It is a motif that you recognize very much because you wear it.
Ah.
Well,
These are the colors of your order, and not just of Pelor, who has slightly different colors, but specifically your order.
well then, do we recognize the people?
Do we recognize the man?
He is substantially further past this guy, who is beginning to immediately dig in. So, usually how this works is that when one of these things gets out of line, they send somebody to hunt it. And for good reason. It's a very valuable creature. Many good parts.
Right. Does it have magical properties or uses?
Oh yeah, tons of them. And you see he begins to get a knife under the skull, like the skull armor plate, and carve it off.
I'll assist
Okay.
with that.
You
Why
see the
not?
other rider dismount. The one with the colors from your order, and you hear a voice. Hell,
The Lord's light shine upon you.
He removes the helmet, and both of you do recognize this man, though not through like direct encounters. He is a man named Bastion, who had previously come by your Plorphanage. He is a previous Plorphan. You all would know that not all Plorphans stay at the Plorphanage.
Is he older than me? /.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he is substantially older than you guys. You would know him as almost like an alumni. They come back and they visit sometimes.
Right. Give speeches, have talks.
A lot of them follow their own path. They still, of course, are serving Plor, but not necessarily the order directly. This one definitely appears to be wearing the colors with some degree of respect.
Been a while. Bastion, right?
And you see he kind of looks... Liam.
Correct.
Riona.
Yes. It's so good to see you.
He takes your hand and kind of draws you both in for like kind of hugs. And they're quite burly hugs. He's wearing full plate armor and is quite a substantial figure.
I embrace him.
We're still wearing armor.
Well,
Morgan just
He's wearing chainmail. He's wearing plate.
I realize there's a difference.
I imagine these two could have taken the thing alone.
I mean...
And you hear the guy says, yeah, whatever you say. And about this time, the last woman in line kind of approaches. And you see her eyes are like blank. There are no pupils. But then she blinks and the pupils reappear. Well done. We are very lucky to have had such capable group of people in the path of our quarry.
Indeed. Not every day. Something so convenient happens.
And she sees the kind of connection between Bastion and the two of you, and familiar people, apparently.
We've met previously.
Ken. The Order.
Of a sort.
Morgan just hears that and starts thinking, oh, that goes way deeper than what I thought. It was just the two of them.
You hear down by the kind of like where there's kind of the sound of flesh being carved, like, yeah. Anyone of you really strong?
Do you need some help?
Sure.
Yeah, someone can give this thing a great tug.
Sure. I'll walk over.
On 3. 1, 2. And you see he gets the knife and like jams it up under there.
Yeah.
3.
Oh, tug.
Make a strength check for me.
Yeah.
What's it gonna be? And
Oh my god, there's strength.
What?
Yeah, you feel like tension against it, and then as the knife goes in, whatever is the last string holding it on he's able to get to it and cut, and the whole thing kind of tears off in a very bloody and unpleasant way. But you find yourself holding like what is effectively a skull like helmet from the thing.
Ooh. Is the skull what you're wanting, or are you looking for the brain?
Well, mostly the skull, but I guess we'll take the brain too. I mean, it's all here, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Sounds like good eating. What?
So, have you two? I've not encountered you in this area before. I thought I knew all of the order that we're practicing in this part of the world.
We're new. Recent graduates, if you will.
Oh, taking your oaths.
Okay, almost graduates.
I see. Well, this is a great place to find your strength and find your path.
Well, that's
we look
good.
forward to it then.
Do you have any advice for the area, or I mean, in general?
Are you traveling? From where to where?
We just left White Sinks a couple days ago.
Then you must be headed for Allard in this part of the world.
Yes.
Well, then there is a stop you must absolutely take. I insist. Our guild hall is located there.
Oh, what is it called?
Well, The guild itself is known simply as the Outlanders, but the guild hall is a establishment known as the Gatehouse. It's the finest tavern this side of the river. And you hear yada 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 yada. Can you get to cutting already? Do you know how quick this stuff goes bad? And you see he's like immediately going for another plate.
Do you need any more help with that?
Morgan will put on his leather gloves and start assisting.
All right. Make a survival check, Wilson.
Oh no.
I would also allow a nature check.
Oh yay.
Because
I read books.
in this specific instance, it's less about knowing like the skill of doing it and more like the placement of the blade. And in that regard, you did roll very high for nature earlier and have a clear understanding of this creature's anatomy.
21.
Yeah, you're able to. Well, he is able to get 2 plates off, but in that time, you're able to get 1. And since he seems to be quite experienced at that, you take that as a good rate.
Okay. And I'll hand him the plates once I've cut them off.
Well, I would offer you gold right now, but as I promised, I think it's by Sparrow. Swallow. I get. It's hard to ride and communicate telepathically at the same time. She kind of is flustered. But if you're headed to Allard, then perhaps we could pay you in kind there.
I'm sure
That sounds agreeable.
We can meet you at the guild hall. You were talking about.
Oh, unless you're traveling that way already. I mean.
Well, I think we will be probably not traveling there on this evening, but we'll be traveling there tomorrow.
Oh, well, we made camp. We've already eaten, but you're welcome to the fire.
You see the man who's carving begins to like kind of digs his dagger in deep and like cuts one and like opens and there's like a large bit of flesh that comes out. He's like, well, luckily we brought more food, so.
We have leftovers for I don't know trail snacks.
Does anyone have any alcohol? We could actually probably make like a stew from the brain.
Oh boy, do I got some alcohol.
Well, today promises to be a wonderful evening. We also have snacks back at camp.
Oh, we do have little snacks.
You know,
This is turning into a regular
I've not
regular
done it
party.
before. This feels like a night to get drunk.
I mean, sure. I mean, I could show you a drinking game or two.
Oh boy.
The woman kind of looks across you all and says, names? Who are you?
Oh. Well, I'm Morgan Lindor. That's Sam. He's a little bit worse for wear at the moment. Oh, he's looking much better now. Good job, Sam. You
I'm
already know
Riona of the Blessed Order of Pelor, and this is my foster brother Liam.
Pleasure.
amongst
Elrich,
other
and
things.
this is Callie, and like the Callie's gonna start like bat swooping overhead.
Ah, well, I'm Elave.
And Raknul. Raknul, say hi.
Hi.
How would you spell that particular name?
Elave?
With much
In
effort.
common, it's Illayve.
That's lovely.
And I suppose while we're at it, Heathermore. I see you've already met Bastion. I seem to have some connection. And the man not so subtly carving that large amount of meat is Bill.
Billy?
Did you say Billiam?
Billiam. Yeah.
Billiam.
Okay.
Billiam it is.
William with a B.
Yep.
William with
Billiam.
yes.
Well, I mean, that's how you get the nickname Bill or Billy, right? Billiam.
Does he like being called Billy or Bill or?
No, Billiam.
I usually go by Liam. I don't know why she introduced me like that this time.
Oh, I see. This is an inter-party joke thing. Yes, we have our own. This is Seris, who I don't think has introduced herself yet. She sounds terrifying. Say a few words, Seris.
I do believe I did introduce myself. But
Yes, I heard.
Oh, sorry. But you hear it, right?
Like, we're not crazy, right? Like, they're fucking with us.
Please excuse our
Please
friend there.
excuse Morgan here. He's just a bit blatant. Is and
Yes.
kind of worse.
Anyways,
You see about this time, Billiam has taken the skull, and he approaches his horse and kind of puts the skull on the head of the horse. Oh yeah, that's gonna look great.
Oh my god, this is
like
an
this,
actual
man.
party.
Brilliant.
Chris, is this just a series of DM-controlled PCs?
Yes.
Is this based on experience?
I'm borderline convinced that Chris is secretly running the second campaign, and that fucking turns out to be us tomorrow.
3 new windows are about to pop up, folks.
You
Keep
see
tuned.
the swallow, where Callie is flying around overhead. The swallow is kind of like following suit, and Aleve kind of takes note. Oh, who among you is a caster?
That would be me, but there are a couple of us actually.
Yeah.
Well met. And you see she kind of snaps her finger and the swallow disappears, and she snaps the other finger and the swallow appears within it. A simple spell, but quite effective.
Oh.
Our uncommon group continues to grow.
I would show up, but I'm actually a bit spent. Kind of blew my load there.
Sam's gonna hold up his stick and kind of shake it a little bit until it turns into a slightly fancier stick.
That's a nice.
Bravo, Sam. Bravo.
A lot of magic.
Thank you, Liam.
You're quite welcome.
Well, I see your camp. After you, if you will.
Yes.
All right, we'll head on back over to camp.
We'll say for the sake of it, after with an evening of merrymaking and kind of catching up, you hear more or less that are those on the object layer? That's weird. I do not know why these logs are on the object layer, but
I mean, they're objects.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair.
That would be a good reason.
Bring over the thing. I'm not gonna bring out their tokens. I don't think. I guess I got them down here anyway. So.
Are you bringing over the carcass of the thing we killed?
Yeah, Billiam
just...
no, he's going he is getting everything he can out of this.
I like Billiam.
Billiam's a good guy.
Oh, Billiam's the best.
Fucking love Billiam.
Actually, I'll stop after a little bit and ask Billiam if I can take a claw.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's got like 18 of them, so yeah.
Okay, I'll cut a claw off for Sam and Ulrich. And I'll take him over to him after give him a clean with prestidigitation. Here you go, Elrich.
Thank you.
For your first time. That came out wrong. Goodbye. And I'll just give Sam's his, and I won't say a damn thing.
Okay.
Poor guy.
Oh, that's.
But yes, you do hear about that. More about them. They are a troop of adventurers. They are a party themselves. There are other members you learn that are not present, but that they are just taking small contracts at the moment, relatively small, for them. They seem to be. They have a lot of stories. If half of them are true and not exaggerated too extremely, then it's very impressive. You all would see that there's definitely something to the respect that Bastion received when returning to the order, even as someone who doesn't like practice with the order. Is there anything anybody would like to do or ask or information you'd like to seek?
I would
Talk to-
ask.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I would ask their caster. I forgot her name off the top of my head. Sorry.
Elave.
Eleve.
Eleve.
Elave.
Elave.
Thank you.
Why take 2 Tylenol when you could take 1 Elave?
Stop that.
I'm on fire tonight, baby.
Howard kill.
I was asking Eleve if both. So I'm kind of just starting out on this whole thing on my own. Is there a place where I can find someone to help me out a little bit more than
On your own?
kind of, yeah. I've got books, but that's about it.
Was your family practitioners?
Not of magic. More of the herbal arts.
Have you? So you've. No, Druidic. I think I've understood before.
not really. More wizard, I think.
Alchemy?
No.
So,
My father's a apothecary.
And she looks at you like quite deeply. Interesting.
I've heard some tales of the famous casters, of course, but apart from going and asking an actual, legend to teach you, is there like a middle step? How did you learn? There must be something around here, right?
Well, man, you see, at the mention of famous mages, her eyes do kind of like, she kind of drift off, like her eyes drift off for a distance. I was lucky. I do have family that are casters, and my brother, while he himself did not take to the arts very well, when he did take to them finally, a bit of a prodigy. You might have heard of Elender Heathermore?
Have I?
Yes.
Oh.
In Shadowed Whispers and in Questionable Stories, he is the definition of like the mage that people don't understand. He is very powerful. He has generally acted on the benefit of the country. Whether by the crown or the people is up for debate based on the story. But many stories kind of have him dancing on the fringes.
So this like teenage wizard wannabe definitely had posters of this guy on his wall, is what I'm hearing.
Oh no!
Like this is the edgelord with like magic bad boy. Like
yeah, and I mean no, for sure. This guy is like he's quite edgy, and you would know now. Seeing as she says that, she like you look because you would know this guy.
Yeah.
You know he's a half elf. You look and she's a half elf as well.
She's a half elf?
Yeah.
You should have noticed that with your
Totally, because she is
I
like
didn't know this until he just said that.
she's dressed for battle, and she's only now starting to kind of take off some of her armor and such and helm and things. She had like kind of a helm on before, like kind of a gem encrusted helm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I heard of him. Yeah.
So I think, I've definitely got some power of my own, but it helps to have someone like that. But wizards are peculiar. Where do you come from?
Alasta. I'll be honest with you. And at this point, he'll actually bring out the book. It's more just from this. I try not to keep it too out in the open, but considering.
Oh. A pact, then. And she kind of... Do you mind?
Not in the sense I'm aware.
And she begins to kind of... She takes the book and she sets it on, like, the log. And she begins to kind of carve a small sigil into the wood. Just she runs, like, 2 fingers across. And it's almost like blowtorch, where it just begins to burn, like, behind it. Like, kind of like soldering iron on wood.
Elrich starts freaking out a little bit.
And she begins to kind of trace symbols. And she casts Detect Magic.
Do I see that?
Yes. And I'll say
would...
this is a simple enough spell, and she's not really trying to... She's casting it in its simplest form, which is this ritual casting. So I'm not going to require a check to understand it. You know what she's casting.
Yeah, I'm going to stand slightly off to the side of her and let her examine the book. I've done that as well. I wouldn't open it.
That is odd.
Oh, wait, what? You've examined my book? What? Apart from when I showed it to you first, what's wrong with it?
Let's let her take a look at it. She's probably going to know a little bit more than you or I at the moment. Okay?
That's not a high bar, but all right.
3 years of college for this.
Do you mind? And she begins to go to open it.
If you can make anything out inside there, yeah. It's taken me a bit, and I'll hold up my smaller notebook full of decoded notes.
She opens it. The book is blank.
Please tell me that's temporary.
And
he will scramble and try to grab for the book.
Was it not blank before? She taps it and hands it back to you.
Frantically opens it and starts.
You see it as you always have.
Oh, thank God. Had a little bit of a heart attack there. No, it normally has writing inside.
But as you kind of like go to show, the letters almost drain like towards your hand.
Did you see the color as well?
Sits down, doesn't even like get to a stump, just sits down, just on the ground.
So you did not knowingly make a pact.
The only pact I made was with Callie, and as far as the fine print I'm aware of, no books or anything substantial was in that.
All right. Well, Fae are not usually particularly conniving, so I doubt Callie is... Well, I guess they're conniving, but...
Not necessarily a Fae.
It's a fiend.
Oh.
Yes. Did you see the flash of black light?
I believe she's a devil, yes.
You didn't, or she did?
I did.
Okay.
What I would recommend is to treat this book very cautiously.
Yeah. Figuring out that the more I talk to people.
So, certainly, I don't think fiends are something to be outright feared. They are simply another type of creature. They can be good or they can be... and you see Bastion kind of like crack some knuckles, and they're usually one of those things, and much, much more commonly than the other of those things. Much, much more often.
You're going to see Riona just like nodding furiously to what Bastion's saying and kind of trying to scooch away from Elrich.
It may look like a bat now, but I've heard of many demons and devils that take many forms. There is an expert in our guild who might be able to tell us more.
Okay, good. Elave, just as a matter of, because I'll hold up my symbol of Ioun, I don't particularly keep spell books. what would our friend need to start manufacturing his own? I feel uneasy having him record more things into that just in case.
I'm not actually recording things in here. So I have.
It seems that he has his own, whether he knows it or not, at least.
It's not really a spell. It's just where I write down what I figured out from this. But that takes a bit of time.
Spellbooks take many forms. I've seen focuses, rather. Not spellbooks, but focuses. That could be simply a gem with the right sigils inscribed throughout it, shining in different lights at different times. I've seen decks of cards that one can focus. There are many ways to cast spells. But if what I'm hearing is true and you have no natural feet along this path and are indeed a wizard as in the East, that is something significant. I think, besides my brother, I've not heard of a wizard on this continent in a century. Well, I suppose the wizards of old, but they are not born this century. They just never die.
All right. Thank you for this information. I'm going to go off for a minute. It was nice meeting you all. I need a second. And Elrich's just gonna turn around and walk into the woods. Just full mental, like, overwhelmed, like...
You see, she kind of like almost like reaches to say something, but then she just stops, and the swallow that had kind of been like purposefully like flying around immediately begins silently and invisibly in the night sky.
Well, I think he took that rather well.
Should we make sure he's okay?
Magic can be a tricky thing. Sometimes one has to look inside themselves to progress. And I've met others who have had some degree of magical talent, but a true wizard, is something more. Likely he doesn't know what origin or pact his power comes from, but it's something entirely to be able to reach from nothing and create power. It requires an understanding of the world that is beyond the normal mind.
He can't see in the dark.
Brilliant observation.
I'll just yell into the woods. Elrich, cast light.
I'm gonna get up and make sure he doesn't wander too far off.
I guess. I don't know. He's not really someone that should be just off on his own in the woods at night.
That's why I'm gonna go out and make sure he doesn't get too far away.
All right.
Find him half eaten in a badger den in the morning.
I'll say that as the rest of you kind of go to other topics and lighter topics, Raknul, you track down Elrich in the woods.
He's got about 200 feet, and you just see him sitting in a hole that he's dug, like silently rocking back and forth a little bit. It's been a rough 48 hours.
He's in a shame pit.
Poor bastard.
I didn't want you to say that after I took a drink.
And Raknul, as you see him,
Yeah.
it brings to mind another downcast soul that you came across. A boy from your past.
Yeah.
You approach.
Thoughts.
If you choose, or not. You see him. He doesn't see you. He doesn't see in the dark.
Yeah, I know.
Callie is out. She's around, but he's not walked into her right now.
I'm just gonna. Oh no. I'll just let it. I'll let it be silent. I'm trying to make sure that he can actually get back, or that he doesn't like. He doesn't get injured out here.
You stand there silently in the dark. He does not know, but you are there to protect.
Oh, that's terrifying.
And
Hold on. I think Samuel's going to ask if anybody wants to play some cards.
Anybody up for a round of cards?
I don't have a deck with me at the moment. Do you?
Samuel pulled it out of one of his pockets.
Perfect. And night evolves into happy merrymaking.
I want to ask the half-elf lady some very insensitive questions about her family.
She holds her cards. Oh, what was that?
Your ears. Sorry, but
Yes. We are. I am of Elvish heritage.
me too.
Oh, we can talk about her ears, but
Oh, and you see, like the ears almost like emote when she hears that. You are.
They perk up.
Yeah. I'm gonna like tuck my hair back and like stuff like that so she can.
I never know. I didn't notice.
Yes. Well, I mean, I tend to.
She almost is like not paying attention to Samuel, who is like seems to be like counting something in his mind, like trying to reason out a number. And
No, wait, that's 32.
she reads or kind of leans over to you. So, from where? What bloodline?
Well, I don't really know.
You see, like Bastion places a hand on her. If she is of my order, you know what that means. And she, I'm sorry. I didn't think. Got ahead of myself, I suppose.
She's like, so Riona's a really pale person. She turns as bright red as like really pale people do when they're embarrassed. I actually, I wanted to ask you a few questions.
Of course.
Well, could you tell me about your family, where you're from? Do you know any other elves? Do you know any?
I know a few.
Full-blooded elves?
I know a few. My father was a full-blooded elf. Well, it is, I suppose. My mother was a human. She did pass about 30 years ago. No. He came from the north. She came from the islands.
I'm sorry. The north where? Could you?
It is a hidden place, a place of secrecy. One of the last houses that remains of the fair folk. Perhaps better spoken to you alone, and on another basis.
I would appreciate continuing this conversation.
Perhaps that line of conversation we might continue in great detail, but later, perhaps at home in the guild hall.
Okay.
But he, like many of them, have drifted in and out of society over the years. There was the primary family of elves, the most of the ones that I've known, the ones I grew up around, were those of the dwarves, those that came out of the High Vale not too long ago. I suppose maybe a generation or two before us. So I suppose 4 generations before. Then she points at them, like everyone else.
Right.
You can see that she's made an assumption about your age. She doesn't know.
I am rather young for a
Well, it's always hard to tell.
yes. I would actually, I would be about the same generation as them, really. You wouldn't happen to know any lady elves, would you?
I've known a few. As I said before, that I've met many of the elves of the royal line and such, and the branches there. Where are you? Might I ask your group headed ultimately?
Notes.
I don't know if we know that, really.
We do. We're on a mission.
I wasn't there for that. I
She does look around like you all are there present, like everybody else in the group is.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, you're not.
We're delivering a message to a dwarven city, I believe, northeast of here.
Not many dwarven cities left.
Dwarvish.
Oh, you must refer. Do you mean Rahira? That mountain is quite empty.
I think we're more just
We're
dropping
meeting
something.
someone there.
Yeah.
I can see that this might be beneficial to do at the moment.
Something.
Thank
We're going to the gates
you.
of Coltine and something. Not necessarily a dwarvish city, more of a fort. Something.
If only there was a document with a bunch of notes in it somewhere.
If only we'd actually written it down in there.
Or if people
yeah,
had
the gates
memory, or if you could remember something.
Using
Okay.
my brilliant intelligence stat, I will say, oh, right, the gates of Coltaiman. Coltaiman?
Okay. Well,
Coltinen. There's two
Coltinen.
N's.
it is Coltinen. Yes, Coltinen. She corrects. But I guess some of our geography must be pretty foreign. I can understand. You must hail from the far coast, if I judge my accents correct.
Yes.
I know
sorry.
Ayun is perhaps the central goddess of that coast. You'll find here she sometimes is a little less common, though always respected. The gates of Coltinen are not a dwarvish city, perhaps, but it was in long days past. But now it is a seat of the military of our kingdom, of Olindia. But if that is where you're traveling, then that is good news for you. She turns back to you, Riona. I know there is an elf there.
A lady?
No, but he might have some knowledge in that direction. It's hard for me to say.
Yeah. Any of these elf ladies, would they? Well, she I think I remember her having red hair. It's been such a long time.
Having known a couple of elves, let me tell you, and he'll point to his own hair, not that uncommon. Kind of a lot of us. Many gingers.
Well, I thought I would ask. I don't have a lot to go on here.
Perhaps when we reach Allard, I will write a letter sending him to our meeting and in your coming. And perhaps he will speak with you there.
That would be lovely. I would really appreciate that.
His name is Commander DeFerro. And he's somewhat of an official, but he is a kind heart. And of course, so few of us that we all sort of stick together a little bit, especially us that get to dance between the lines. A blessing and a curse.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Does anyone remember the name of the person we're supposed to deliver to?
Or we
You don't know.
No.
told.
You were
Oh,
given
cool.
this thing with a seal.
Okay,
We're supposed
cool.
to use this, and
Fantastic.
someone knows who the seal is for.
Allegedly, the seal will just get you to whoever you want, or whoever you.
Good. Good to know.
Well, I'm quite tired. Billy is quite drunk. Perhaps we should retire.
That's
Agreed.
a good idea.
It's
But
been a
all
long
day's
day.
ride tomorrow, and I'm sure there are many more questions you have.
Maybe.
Without a doubt.
And she kind of like grabs Billiam and like drags him over and kind of like sets him down like in a place that is far away from the tankard that he was kind of draining. And she like snaps her fingers and flicks, and like a large amount of water just like splashes in his face. You're drunk again. I told I'm not. And you see, and she just shakes her head, and she begins to kind of draw a large circle in the ground and cast some sort of.
Arcana check to know what that is.
And a kind of a like dome of force appears.
Oh.
It's hard to describe, but it almost looks like just like a like half a sphere. What's the term for that? I know.
Hemisphere.
Hemisphere.
Or semisphere.
Semisphere.
Hemisphere. Hemisphere or semisphere. I think are both
Rocking
fine.
a
It's a dome.
semisphere right
It's
now.
a smooth dome, and she grabs him and like pulls him in and goes in herself.
Does
But
her companion join?
with that, no. He
Is Elrich just like sitting outside alone in the dark still?
Raknul's still there.
After about an hour, he would fill in the hole with him still in it so that it like rises him up without him having to climb out.
You made a dirt bed.
No. He literally
later in
like
the
dug a
campaign.
hole for himself to sit in. Now he's filling it back up with dirt so he can get out.
as
the
you
campsite
come
as
out of
you
the
found
dirt and you return to the camp, we are going to call the session there.
Okay.
He is going to absolutely freak out again when he sees the dome of force or the tiny hat and doesn't realize what it is.
Noted. We will rejoin these characters next week. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for tuning in, those of you that did. You can catch us live here, 8 o'clock every Monday, or on YouTube whenever we start being lazy. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all that other things, whatever those other things may be.
Hit that notification button.
Collect the
Hit
card.
the bell icon.
Donate to our Patreon.
Your firstborn child.
Exists yet, but if it does, then do.
Adopt a highway.
Adopt a highway. That's a good one.
Adopt a character.
Save a quality.
Donate to Australia.
Save the koalas.
Save the koalas.